Hello everyone, this is Dubchigo here for another CD review. Um, if you've seen my last video with the fake DVD, you near the end I sort of alluded to where I'll be reviewing the Genie CD. And this was actually from a special request I received from one of the forums, and the emphasis here is that this is the Taiwan version from Naruto Wave Records, and it's just, I guess the request was mostly what are the differences between this one and the Japanese one from Universal Music. Well, first of all, Naruto Wave Records is, I believe it's under Universal Music. It's sort of like a international distribution, but it's still like a division, or like it's under UMJ, so it's still from UMJ technically, but it's just another distributor for outside Japan, so like China, like Asian markets, or yeah, I think it's mostly Asian markets. But if you were to get this CD at a physical store um, outside Japan, chances are it would be this one. If you're getting it from a physical store in Japan, it would be the strictly UMJ one, but they're both the same. It's just the differences are minute, and I'll probably be covering them. Um, Obviously, the catalog number is a little different, and the song tracks are actually, well, they're the same. If you remember from the first press review I made, you got the Japanese Genie, Korean Genie, so Tell Me Your Wish, the without main vocal, the instrumental version. Now, the DVD comes with only the Genie music video. Only the first press one came with the dance version, so this one is obviously not the first press, so it didn't come with the dance version, which is unfortunate because I thought it was really good. Now, inside of it, let's take this out. You have the lyrics, Korean and Japanese, and then you got the pictures. And if you remember from the first press, they had like a photo book with like each of the girls. Well, this is actually the same pictures, but rather than they sort of condensed it into like two flaps as opposed to like a little book. So you still get the pictures, but obviously the photo book was more interesting. Um, like I guess the thing that I find odd when I sort of opened this for the first time was I was actually expecting like a small page or like a little booklet with like translations for the songs. I see this a lot in other Japanese CDs, like maybe like BOA CDs, where it's originally a Japanese CD and then there's like another, like a Korean or like a Taiwan version of it where it's distributed outside of Japan, and it comes with this little booklet with like translated lyrics. And I was kind of hoping that, if this is the Taiwan version, maybe there would be like some Chinese translated lyrics, and unfortunately there isn't. So the CD is here, and then the DVD is on the other side. It's exactly the same, but if you were nitpicking and sort of pick the minute differences, the only big difference I can say is that on the CD itself, if you can see it, there's like a stamp here that's engraved on it, and it says it's prohibited from being sold in Japan. So this is strictly, it says, well, there's an English one underneath it, not for distribution in Japan. So if you actually have a Japanese version of the CD, or if you had the first press, you can actually look at that, and that stamp would not be there. But subsequently, this particular one, the Taiwan one, would have that because it's not supposed to be sold in Japan. So, and they obviously say that too in the back. This product is licensed to be distributed and sold outside Japan only. So, and the difference is that the DVD itself is a region-free DVD as opposed to, well, actually now that I think about it, I believe the the first press DVD, well, the Japanese DVD in general, I believe it's supposed to be locked to the Japanese DVD region code, but I I actually think it might actually be region free. Like it says it's specifically for the Japanese market, but the DVD itself is not. Um, I'm not 100% sure on it because I actually had a DVD player that is not for the it's not the same region code as the one used in Japan, but it's still able to run a DVD. So I actually think that they were actually anticipating a lot of Korean fans to buy it, so they didn't actually put a region code on it. So I guess people in Korea could also watch it. I think there are different region codes, I believe. Maybe not. I don't know. But I was able to play it with my DVD player, and mine's not a region-free DVD player, so I find that pretty interesting. Certainly very helpful. So would I recommend buying this? If you're a Genie fan, for sure get this. I think this is considering that it's identical to the Japan version, and it's much cheaper in Japan version. This is probably the best version you can get with the DVD. That being said, this review came. I'm making this review now, which is when the Japanese Hoot is released. So if you're not really a Genie fan but you still want the song, I think it's might be better to actually get the deluxe Hoot, the Japanese version, which actually came with the Genie song and G and the rest of Hoot. So value wise, it might be better to get that. But looking back at when I first reviewed the first press edition of it, and that was before Hoot or G Japan version came out. I certainly think this is still a good deal. I think after all, this is still sort of like their debut, and this is probably what started the whole Japanese promotions. So I think it's worth getting, and the price is certainly pretty good. Although looking at this and looking at the Taiwanese version of G, you certainly get a lot more from G from a package perspective because it's literally the same. It's literally like the first press Japanese one. But in this case, they sort of made a big distinction between this one and the first press one. Like it's not that rectangular packaging that you're used to seeing. So it really depends. Like I said, I think it's good because, well, I'm a bit biased because I like Genie, but I still think this is overall a good CD to get if you're into the Japanese Genie. Um, so that's pretty much a wrap. And like I said, this is probably the last Genie CD. If you guys are, hope you guys enjoyed all the Genie CDs I've been reviewing. If not, don't worry, this is the last one. I certainly hope there will be more Genie CDs for me to review, but obviously the girls' generation aren't really promoting any more Genies. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.